Yeah, it's almost dark, but I think this will show up well enough for what I want to explain. I talked about this tree the other day. It's the one that had 6 trunks on it. But I figured, since one was broken off, that I'd find exactly what I found. They're all hollowed. But generally on these now, that's probably hollow about 6 feet up. Then it'll be good. And that's all right. That's what I need, is that part up there. And some of them ain't so bad. Like this one I know has got a relatively small soft spot in it. Oh, that great big one there that's hung up in an oak, that one's solid. So that's a lot of good boards I can get out of that. But these other ones, see, like I say, this is basswood. And that trapper's cabin that I'm building, I'm using basswood. And the problem is I was running out of basswood because a lot of what I was finding was like this. But like this one now, about 6 feet up, it'll be good. And that's enough to get a log. So I'll have to be poking and, cut off a piece and look and see how, it's going to be just going to be that way. This one is hung up in an oak too, but that don't look like it's too bad. There might be a good solid piece of wood. But the thing about basswood is, when it dies from the bottom up. It hollows out, starts rotting the core out from the bottom. Now ash is exactly the opposite. Yeah, I don't think that one will be too bad. See, there's only a small, so I think a couple feet and I'll get good wood. But basswood rots from the bottom, ash rots from the top. So a lot of times if you see an ash, like that's an ash there, but if you see them white fungus growths on them, I take those down because then you still got a good solid trunk. But if you leave them go, they will rot all the way to the ground. Just the way it works. But ash is funny, and if it breaks off a branch anywhere up high, like I see there is a dead branch there, that'll break off, it'll start rotting. Yeah, that's just the way of ash. So you kind of learn to look for them. But basswood, like I say, a lot of basswood that I find, especially close down to the water here, they'll be rotting on the inside up a few feet. But the log size I'm looking for, I can sacrifice that first few feet and I'll be fine. And that won't be hard to get off. I can tug her with a tractor, she'll come down. A big one's going to be a handful. But all I got, if I pull it past the stump, she'll fall down. And then I can figure out how long I want to cut it, because that one I'll bring home for boards. But these will be going for the trapper's cabin, for the walls. But I'm going to have to, just dig into them every so far and see where it starts getting good again. But they're a bugger. Basswood is nice wood, soft wood. But, like I say, they rot. I run into, I bet 3/4 of the basswood I've cut down have been that way, rotting in the middle. And you do have to watch them because, that's a little tricky when you're dropping them. You have that little unexpected cavity in there. You'll be cutting and all of a sudden she'll, boom, down she goes. So you gotta, and they can make odd twists and stuff. But it's that way when you're dealing with anything that's rotten on the inside. It can be a little unpredictable. But here it wasn't really matter. I could drop them anywhere. So I wasn't too fussy. But now it's a matter of trimming them and dragging them down the stream. Got to clear a little room out to get through here with the tractor. And there's going to be a lot of these, these hollow ends. I don't know. Sometimes on some of these, I'm able to get some boards off the outside pieces, but I tell you, if a guy was, like making a pipe, there you got a ready-made pipe. But it's, it's real soft wood. But it makes a good board. And that big one, that'll be nice boards out of that. But the rest of them need to be wall logs. And that actually should be enough to finish that off. I think I got enough basswood here. And then I'll have to see what I'm going to do with the stump. Because this is one tree, just a really, really gnarly one. But it happens to be right by a main game trail here, so it would be it's nice to have a place to sit when you're hunting. So this might be a good spot. Yeah, I got to drag that out of there, and underneath is an oak piece that I got to get out of there. I got plenty of work. Just got to make room to get the tractor back here, but I think I can cut that one little one out of there, and then I'll be able to go right to where the M37 sits, and it's a straight shot down then. And these won't be more than about 10 feet long, except for that big one. I might cut that about 10 foot too. Otherwise, this is going to be so ungodly heavy. Especially when they got moisture in them yet. Once they dry out, they aren't quite as bad. But, well, it's a good bit of work for today. And now tomorrow I got the rest of the work. Hauling them out of here.